Alright, let's go Act 3. Just a quick look at the character. We're using Absolution as our main skill, linked to minion damage and summon phantasms. Got our Frostblink, linked to Arcane Surge. We've got our Flesh Offering, which we use periodically, and we've got Skitterbots, which is currently activated. Just some other items that got life and stats on them, basically, movement speed, and really that's about it. Just junk we found laying on the ground. We have our one anti-bleed flask, which we got lucky and found on a vendor. We're gonna make sure we preserve that. And then on the tree, here's what we've got so far. We took spell damage, took some life and mana, minion duration damage, accuracy, came down here, got some life, got some damage, got some cast and attack speed for the minions. We took our increased area of effect. We're working our way up through life. We're gonna come up here for this minion wheel and get our spiritual aid, which is gonna be great for us. And that's what we're looking forward to this act. We did forget to get one of the quest rewards from Act 2. We can always go back there and get it if we need it. Gem reward, which we're not actually using in this build. So, alright. Absolutions, feeling reasonably strong. Defenses are adequate since we don't get hit that much. And we've got enough health anyways. Looking for two things in this zone. One's the exit, which we'll use after we find a zone that advanced our quest, and there's a Trial of Ascendancy in there. Alright. Falling wand, well, wrong sockets. A rare. I always try to fight the rares unless they're not take too long or too dangerous. Like this one here. Spell resistant. Yeah, I can work it down eventually, but you know what? Alright. Dead ends. Quest marker here. I always encourage you to listen to the lore if you're new to the game. Vaal side area. This is great. Okay, so these are side areas that randomly appear in zones. They have some special modifier on them that can be really extremely dangerous depending on the circumstances. These do extra damage in here, so we'll be a little careful. It's not that much more damage or that much more danger than regular campaign zone, but you know, just be aware, especially when it comes to projectiles. You get a whole big pack of mobs dumping projectiles on you simultaneously. Oh right, and these are affected by a ghost, so they're extra powered. Flipping this rare here. Oh my god. Alright, well, we will try. Alright, we got it. Cool. Rare belt, that's nice. That's the upside of these zones, is that you can get some really nice items. Include this Vaal vessel, which will drop Vaal gems. So these are basically more powerful versions, and they're powered off of the souls that you collect through killing mobs, so you don't need to spend mana on them. You can reserve them like a normal aura in these cases, or a normal skill if they were something else. These are two highly useful Vaal gems. I don't normally use these, but yeah, interesting. And we got decent life here. We got Dexterity, which is okay. The rest of it's kind of junk. But 3 reds and a green socket is pretty useless for us. I'm just gonna leave it there. Okay. That was a pretty lucky find, even though those aren't normally gems I would use. That's the thing about Path to Exile, is you just don't know what's going to happen with the random chances. We're really looking for a 4-link with 1 red socket and 3 blue sockets. We're going to make sure to check the vendor each time we're back in town. We'd love to drop some more Vaal orbs so we can potentially get a Vaal summon skeleton. I would always run those Vaal side areas, especially for a new league, new character.
When you build something like this, you make persecution a way of life.
Useless gloves. We have a rare belt here. Resistances, no life. Useless, we'll just sell it. So, let's just throw our Vaal haste in here. Might as well level these up. I'm gonna put my Vaal haste where I can click it easily. I'm gonna put my Vaal grace in there. Okay. So those are usable. I might remember to use them. To be honest, I hardly ever use those, so I may not remember to use them. But you can only use them after you've accumulated enough souls, and they're also going to be helpful in boss situations. And this is not an upgrade. So here we're just looking for our boss room. Ooh, strong box. Ooh, okay. Unique item. So, unique items are kind of funny. Some of them are extremely helpful. Some of them are situationally very helpful, but it's kind of, those situations might be unusual situations. And a lot of them are just total junk. So, all over the place. Alright, got some upgrades on our flasks, that's nice. Alright, here is our Trial of Ascendancy. Forgot to mention that at the beginning. I think I ran into it, I might have forgotten. It was extremely, well, okay, I was gonna say how difficult this is, but it's not. So the fire floors come and go, and if you're standing on them, obviously they'll do damage to you. They're really not that dangerous, so you can kind of just ignore them almost. Not completely, don't just stand on them. But if you're moving through it, you know, you'll be okay. Always just click that right away in case something goes wrong. Got a jewel, that's interesting. Alright, so now, I did this on my previous run through, so ignore the right side. We did these 3 here in this run through. So this now has unlocked the Labyrinth for us. Labyrinth, the first version of it is rated at level 33. We're level 27. So this would be very early to do Lab. You might get away with it. You might make it through, but I would really, really recommend that you wait. And I wait until Act 4 before I run it. In this playthrough, I'm not going to run Lab at all. I want to show you that this character works with any Ascendancy or no Ascendancy. That's really not something you would normally do, and you should not do it. You should pick an Ascendancy. If you decide later on you don't like your Ascendancy, you can change it. Cost some regret orbs or some gold.
My work in
but
progress. Let's see if
it'll be
Raycraft
really,
has
really
been good
helpful
to you.
for you in your playthrough. Alright, so we don't have to kill her, we just need to get her low enough on health. Our lightning storms and our spell attack here do a pretty good amount of damage, so you want to be careful. Alright, back to town. Talk to her, and she will give you a key.
See you.
I think we get a gem here.
Tolman.
And we want Purity of Elements. Alright, as I described in the introduction, this just has so much utility. We're giving up additional damage by not taking a damage aura, but ailment immunity and
General
extra
Odysseus
resistance,
demands absolute.
so helpful.
Victario.
Alright, see if we can get a 4-link here. We want 1 red, 3 blues. Okay, close. Just had 1 more link here. We don't have any fusing, so we can't make it ourselves. Alright, nothing for now.
Bring me back something nice.
That's okay. I need to sell these things.
How you going?
And we have these unique gloves. We've got attack speed when on full life. That's completely useless for us. We've got adds lightning damage to attacks. We're not doing attacks, we're doing spell damage, so that's useless. Accuracy, I don't know if it even applies to us, but it's not enough to be concerned about. 20% increased movement speed while on low life. That's kind of nice. It'll help you get out of danger if things are going wrong, but these are useless, so we're just going to sell them.
Bring me back something nice.
And then we get some alchemy shards, or alchemy shards? I'm not saying the word right. What am I thinking of? Alright, let's pretend that didn't happen. Giant mana flask, that's good. Giant life flask of warning, warding. Okay, so that removes curses on uses. It's a bit higher flask. Yeah, all good. And then we have a grand, but it's better than that. But we have the ceiling, we have the anti-bleed, so we're gonna keep it. Okay, we're gonna go back to that zone. By the way, the labyrinth is here. If you click this, it's gonna open up, and you can go into the labyrinth. The labyrinth is a series of zones. You have to complete it without dying. If you die in there, you have to start all over at the beginning. So it can be quite frustrating if you're not prepared for it. You need to have some way of removing bleed. And if you're new to it, it's going to take you a little while to work through. Chances of dying are reasonably high. I would really recommend that you level it as much as you can, as much as you can wait till Act 4, then come back here and run through the labyrinth, and it's going to be relatively easy then. There's 4 versions of the labyrinth that are increasingly difficult, and you get to run 3 of them during the campaign. The 4th one you will handle when you're in maps in the end game. Now, since I unveiled the zone already, you can see that explanation point. That is the exit I want to get to. I have the keys to unlock it now. And in here is one of my favorite mechanics in the game, which we'll see when we get to it. Yeah. Okay, oh, I forgot to turn my Purity of Elements on. Let me just show you what that does. Under defenses here, you can see I'm 46, 75, 35. Well, not capped, but Early acts up till act 6, this is not very relevant. I turn that Purity of Elements off. You can see they all drop down. As Purity of Elements levels up, these numbers will go up as well. And the other thing that Purity of Elements does is it makes us ailment immune. So it can't be ignited, it can't be shocked, can't be frozen. That's pretty huge. So much utility to this gem. It's just hard not to use on a league start or in solo self-found like this. Other trade league where you can buy items that have the resistances that you need. Not as crucial. You easily just go for a damage gem, a damage aura, but not here. Alright, so there's 3 items we need to find in this zone. Here's our waypoint. Just make sure you walk close enough to it to trigger it. So this stash is where these items are hidden. As I mentioned, there's 3. Usually want it to start before you get to the waypoint. These guys are kicking my butt. There we go. Alright, there's 2. Then we're going to come down here and do a Blight. It's going to clear the area out. Don't have to worry about any stray monsters. Oop, wrong way anyways. Alright. Nothing down here. Sometimes there's a Vaal side area. You can see 2 explanation points. One's the league mechanic that we're gonna do. You can skip it if you don't like it. And the other one is quest item that we need. Alright, so now we have these 3 items here. Those are our 3 quest items. We're going to bring them back to town for a skill point. Useless boots. Alright, so let's see if we can do this. I click on the
Well
pump,
done. Now be a good assistant
and
find
these
a place
lanes are going to
deploy a
form where
tower.
monsters will start coming.
Why is
I
the
build
blight is reacting.
chill towers that will help chill them and hold them in place so they won't be able to get to your pump as easily. If they get to the pump, they'll start doing damage to it, and eventually you'll fail the event. So you're gonna have to go back and forth here. I'm building an empowering tower as well next to the chilling tower.
Those fiends are getting too close to my
Oops.
pump.
See? I got too close. Not over yet. Could easily fail this, but we'll see. Okay, one lane is cleared.
Do not let
Oh,
them reach
no it's
the
not.
purification
Now
pump.
it is. You can build towers that do damage as well. First time you do this, it's going to be a learning curve. Alright. Spiked. We don't want that. Useless. So loot drops around the pump,
I'll pray for you.
and also in these chests that you get. I got some amber oil out of that. Here's a reinforced kite shield
Too
with
much clutter.
4 blue sockets. That could be helpful. Alright, so it's white. It's got no mods, so that's not helpful, but it's got the sockets that in general we want to get in this character. So this might be worth throwing an essence on to see what we get. This is a shield, so we're gonna be able to avoid lightning damage. That's the mod this essence would give us. Not very useful. We got no life. This is useless. Okay. Take your chances. Sometimes you don't win. Alright. We're gonna also encounter a hideout layout here. If you're new to the game, you're gonna want to run it. Ooh, chaos. Yeah, it's just Trade League. That is pretty sweet. So if you see a little icon on your map, it's the, there it is up ahead, that blue icon. It'll give you a different layout you can use for your hideout, so you can make your hideout the way you want it to. So this is a gem with quality on it. We can use quality. We can either sell these if we get enough of them to get some currency, which is pretty helpful. And Spirit Offering is one that we may want to use as a minion build. So we're definitely going to take this. These gloves have no life. They're useless. Got a quiet moment here? No. Okay. So run through this hideout if you don't have it. There's our exits. Guys
When I'm
left.
ready, and not before.
Alright, so before I go through, I've got a quiet moment here. And it might not be quiet on the other side of the door. I'm going to take this last node here. Chaos Resist, Life, Energy Shield. Beautiful. Okay. So there's a quest in here that I haven't done in literally years. So I'm going to see if I can find it. And if I do, I'll do it. I don't even know what the quest reward is. And it's a little bit later on that will... Oh, look at that. That's absolutely beautiful.
Too much clutter.
That is what we need to get rid of this. 4 sockets, 1 red. Perfect. Okay. 66 life we scored. It's outstanding. So, we're so excited. We're gonna do this right now. Okay, solution. What's going on? Strength. Alright, so I took off my chest armor that had strength roll on it. Put a piece of armor on that doesn't have strength, and now I don't have enough strength to equip my absolution. So, as excited as I am, I can't actually use this item yet. Alright, well, that's okay. We got it. This is a huge score for us. Very lucky run we got going on here. Okay, keep going through. You have to wander around. There's some logic to this, oops. What did I do with my cross blank here? Some logic to this zone, but mostly you just wander around until you find what you need. We're looking for an item, and we're looking for the exit. Alright, this little corridor is our gateway to the second part of the zone. There is a area here, which I believe might have a Trial of Ascendancy. Let's just check our guide. I've only been playing this game for 8 years. I don't remember where things are. Yeah, Trial of Ascendancy in the Crematorium. Okay. So you can see I have much less mana because I have reserved my Skitterbots and my Purity of Elements. So with that mana reserved, you can see it doesn't go up very far because Skitterbots reserves 35%, and Purity of Elements reserves 50%. So I just have whatever's left over, whatever that is, 15%. That's the maximum it can go to, so I get a couple of casts with Absolution, and then I run out of mana. So that is the downside of reserving auras. I'm going to be more dependent on my mana flask to keep it going. Okay, Trial of Ascendancy here. What do we got? Spinning Wheels. So I've definitely avoided taking any damage. Click the lever.
I need more mana.
So right now, I've reserved so much mana that I don't get many casts. So I'm going to actually deactivate my Skitterbots. They're definitely very helpful for increasing damage and adding defense, but right now, I'd like to be able to get a few more casts out of the... Alright, so we did the Trial of Ascendancy. Easy. I've reserved much less mana, so that's just going to make my life a little easier. And we'll be able to fix that and be able to run both after we gain a few more levels.
When I'm ready, I'm not cold.
You could do it the other way around and unreserve Purity of Elements. It's almost good. I'll pick it up just in case we want to use it. So if we could run the Skitterbots and skip Path of Purity of Elements, it would be trading defense for offense. I forgot if there's anything else in the zone, or we got what we needed with the Trial of Ascendancy. Well, we'll just clear it. I like the mood of it. Great music. Again, art direction, Path of Exile. It's unbeatable. Okay, rare Necro here. I'm gonna have something like Firewall to keep the damage on it, so we just have to hope we can sustain our main attack. There, it's a little bit useful to kill the ads so that you can refill your flasks. One green. Close. So even though we have our good for Link, we can still look for others that are better. So both of our Vaal skills are active because we've completed enough, collected enough souls. So I'll just click my Vaal haste so you can see what it looks like. Increased my movement speed. Cast speed a bit, I think. I think the aura also affects the minions. I think we all go up in power. Doesn't last very long. So it's like a high power but temporary effect. Okay, nothing else here in this. I didn't really need to explore the whole thing, but so right now I need strength so that I can equip my new armor and still use my skill. And what
When I'm
else?
ready, and not before.
Need to get those nodes that reduce mana reservation so I can enable both of my auras comfortably. There's my quest item. And we got some beasts here too, so just be a little careful with that.
Exile, you are a welcome omen. Do not worry, little beast. We will be
A nice jewel. Alright. Let's get our quest item here. See, circles? Avoid circles.
Too much clutter.
Too much, okay. Alright, let's get ourselves back to town here. And get rid of some of this junk we're carrying.
The people.
Get a skill point. Useless boots. That is the armor we want to use, so we're going to keep that. And I picked these up because my gloves are absolutely terrible. So I am going to wait until I can upgrade these. I'll hold on to them for now.
Good luck to you.
I'm just gonna start putting my currency in there because I'm collecting so much. Spirit offering I want to save, and I don't want to accidentally sell or drop. Want to save that. Save those. Get our skill point. I have a Grand Life. That's a level 18 flask. I got a level 24, so put that away. Unveil these. See what we get. All right. Chance to block spell damage while holding a shield's okay. Nothing that special. Attack speed of axes is useless. Burning damage for us is useless. Increased attack and cast speed is okay for us, but doesn't help our minions, so... Alright, attack speed useless. I can sell those.
Still breathing, eh?
Skill points. And so we're gonna try to pick up this reservation as early as we can, so that we can start, we can run both auras at the same time. Alright, we're just getting stuck here on stats. Need dexterity for this grace, and haste. We're not really using those, except for occasionally, so not gonna worry about that. But we just kind of keep in mind what stats we're working towards as we're playing the game. Alright, got our quest item. Got a chromatic orb. Alright, now we're just looking for the exits. Again, there are certain clues in the zone that can help you find the exit. Honestly, I just wander around until I find it. It's not that hard. Your speedrunner, that's the kind of thing you want to know. I find speedrunning in Path of Exile to be very stressful. So you're always trying to do multiple things at the same time. And I can do that to a certain extent, but I don't enjoy it. And it's so easy to make mistakes. It's just stressful. I don't play the game to be stressed out. Not to say that there aren't stresses from time to time, but I don't need to create them for myself. Alright, so we got an item here we need to pick up. We need a waypoint that we want to get as soon as possible so we don't lose our progress. We have a strong box over here. Always going to take strong boxes because strong boxes are awesome. I mean, in terms of fun, might not be the best loot always, but they're dangerous. Getting mobbed here. Mobbed by mobs.
Destiny seemed to get.
Chromatic orb there. Or an item worth chromatic orb. Alright, Scroll of Wisdom. Alright, well, sockets are good, but it's not going to have movement speed since it's normal item, no mods. It's useless. Okay, well, Vaal Haste and Grace, why not? We're looking for the exit up here. So this is another zone where you're gonna have to wander around to find the quest item. And since we're doing a secondary quest, there's actually only 2 places we need to find. There aren't any good clues about where they are, but this is a pretty good zone for gaining levels and experience, so it's really not a big deal to get lost. Alright. Might be good gloves there. Okay, here's one of the places we want to go. Might remember Fairgraves from before. Oh, he's on the other side. The chrome.
When I'm ready and not before.
At the end of each wing, there's always a magic pack, so magic packs, the blue ones, are good for experience. So again, like I said, this zone is not a bad one too. So basically,
Greeting.
maybe I didn't do that quest right. Maybe I don't need to have everything I need? I don't know. I told you I haven't done it in years. Well, I'll leave that for you to figure out. There's our magic pack. See? Alright. End of every wing, you get this magic pack. And this character, the way I play it, you really don't need the extra experience. If you push faster than me, which honestly most people will, these blue packs extremely helpful for you at this point in the game usually. And let the minions get that one. Essence here, that's always good. Ooh, a unique essence. I think that's new. I think they replaced the unique monster with this unique essence, which is kind of cool. That happened a couple leagues ago, maybe. Fun.
I need more mana.
Nice level. Alright, that's going down pretty fast. Cool. Copper plates, 2 reds and blues, not helpful. At a certain point you'll have plenty of scrolls, you'll stop picking them up. And there's other ways to get them which are actually a lot more efficient. Alright, here's our item. we're done here. Okay, we need to go back to the battlefront. We're gonna go this direction now.
When I'm ready and not before.
These guys are fighting each other for the most part. So you can just ignore them if you want. Blue pack. Always fight a blue pack. Alright, cool. Pushing on.
I'd love to see the insides of this spell. I can't abide housework.
Pretty much you want to follow the red carpets. They don't necessarily only lead to where you want to go, but they will generally lead to where you want to go. There's often a Vaal side area in here. I would love to find it, because I'd love to get a Vaal summon skeletons, Vaal detonate dead. Alright, found the waypoint. That's on the way to the exit to the second level. Could be using your Quicksilver flasks here to get them around faster too. You kind of usually only use it in dead areas. Oop, I think we missed the exit down the bottom there. Yeah. Once I fight a lot of the mobs, by the time I use a Quicksilver, I'm already at the next pack, so if you want to be efficient, you should be using it pretty much every time it's available. Later on you can automate it, which is for me where it basically becomes useful. A lot of time you spend in the campaign is really just running. So again, for those of us who run the campaign 50 times, 100 times, most people get bored with it and they just want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible so they can get to, you know, what they really consider to be the game. But I like the campaign. And what I like about it is really, I mean, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game. So I enjoy the environment, but I enjoy the feeling of the character progressing and building the character. It's really my greatest enjoyment of the game. So I really just try to blast through the campaign as quickly as possible. Like I said, that's stressful for me. I find it stressful and I don't enjoy it. And I also kind of miss out on the main thing that I find fun about the game.
I'm ready and not before.
You continue to progress your game, your character in the end game, of course, too. And that's fun, but the progress is slower. Here, it's like gaining levels all the time, changing equipment out all the time, getting new gems rapidly in the first couple of acts anyways. And that's just sort of establishing what the rest of your gaming experience is going to be like with it. Alright. It's a huge dead end. Alright, I got a quiet spot here. Take a skill point. Getting some reservation efficiency. Increased area of effect of the aura skill, that's good. mana reservation, and then more mana reservation. Once we get there, we'll be able to enable both of our auras comfortably, or more comfortably. Alright, here's our waypoints. There's a side room here that you want to go into that's going to have a crafting recipe that you need to get. I already got it, so it's gone. There's a quest item in there.
You are not a cop. What is that?
Alright, so here you've got the choice of amulets. Rarity here, not very helpful, especially in the campaign. Intelligence, we're going to get a ton of intelligence just on the tree, so this is of no use to us. Sometimes we need strength. In our case, we have a lack of strength, so this could potentially have been a good choice for us. We're usually in need of dexterity, so dexterity, this jade amulet from a witch is almost always what you want to pick. Now I'm in a weird place where I need more strength. I have an amulet with good stats already. So, yeah. Since I need strength the most, I'm going to take the strength one. But the chances that I'm going to be able to use it are not that great. Let's see what we got. Spell damage is okay. Tiny bit of fire resist. Gain life when hit. Okay, but we're not using attacks, so there's strength on here and that's it. All right, we're not going to have enough dexterity if I take off that amulet I'm currently equipping. The strength isn't gonna it's gonna be helpful, but I can't really use it, so yeah, useless. Let's see what we got for gloves here. All right, it's got strength and dexterity on it. That's pretty nice, but no life. So there's an item where I might want to use it because of the stats. I'd be giving up, well, I'm giving up nothing right now, so all right. We've got an essence here. If I apply it to armor, it gives me energy shield. That's actually pretty good. I'm gonna put that on these gloves. I get nothing. Useless. Alright, so let's see if this is enough strength. If I take off this body armor. Alright, I have enough strength for my absolution. Without the body armor, that's got the strength stat on it because I got these gloves. Alright, so these gloves are worth it, even though they have no life. Alright, let's move this over to my new body armor. I have that fourth gem socket available now. If I can get another useful support gem if I want to use it. The skill will cost more mana, but it'll do more damage, so always a trade-off, but generally that's a good trade-off. I want to make sure I move my Frostblink and Arcane Surge back here. Still active. Okay, just check my skills. I took out my Vaal Grace. I can put these in my helmet. I'll try to avoid ever putting anything in boots, just so I can always just easily swap them out. Alright, got nothing else. And I may just keep this body armor in reserve in case I need it for some reason. Most likely I won't.
Believe me, not a cockroach.
Right. So now we've got our quest items, we can go back to the sewers. And we can break through this lovely barrier here. Yes, very attractive. And then we can get to the exit of the zone.
When I'm ready, and not before.
We've got a quiet moment here, so we'll take another node here. You can control click on the tree to select and confirm your selection. If you're confident in making your selections, and just do it in one action. Otherwise, you click it, and then you have to confirm. Alright, so we're gonna have a boss up here. That's got some blue ads. Reasonably dangerous. You're gonna want to kite to stay away from the incoming damage. This guy here. Gems. Alright. Alright, here's the boss.
I shall purify you in flame, horror of nightmare.
So, I'm gonna clear those ads out. Keep your distance.
I need more mana.
Alright, got the ads down. Yeah, see, that's not good. So now I don't have the ads here, so my minions will not generate very quickly. Fireballs, believe it or not, are not healthy. If you leave him alone too long, he'll regenerate his energy shield, and you'll have to work that down again. But anyways, not too difficult with this character.
You wanted me burned back in audience for business. That wasn't
Another
very
level.
nice.
Most people don't also bother with chests, but I do a little bit, especially in the beginning when I'm really limited on resources. They don't drop any kind of special loot, but just another chance at rolling the dice. They might not drop any special loot, but they can drop any loot. Alright, there's a unique here who is sort of evasive, so you don't necessarily have to kill everything in these zones. Yeah, that guy there. Yeah, he's pretty much standing still this time.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Picked up a flask. Alright. It's easy to get kind of overwhelmed in this area. There can be a lot of mobs. So, alright, see those corpse explosions? It's like one of the most dangerous things in the game. When you see those flashes, stay away. Yeah. You're gonna see that a lot in certain zones. And you just always have to be really cautious. Okay, mini boss here. Got 3 ads you want to kill first. He pulls you to him, just like that earlier boss does. So, careful with that. He's not too tough though, especially with this character. Sort of a test for me of how good my character is. He really gives me trouble. It's taken me a long time to work him down. I know that I'm not really in a good place with my character. Since it's a unique, it's the same stats every time. You know, magic mobs or yellow mobs are randomized, so some of them are incredibly difficult, some are extremely easy. And watch out for those corpse explosions. Makes kind of a distinctive sound, and you really gotta be careful. Alright, waypoint, and we're on our way. Pick your skill point. Alright, got our reservation stuff in place. That's good. We picked up a new mana flask here. Let's see what we got. It's an upgrade, so we'll take it. Anything else? I don't think anything else. Yeah, those are all old things. Okay. Let's enable our skitterbots again. Now you can see we have more mana than we did before we took those reservation nodes, so that's good. I'm gonna open the... Alright, superior gem. That's always good. Calling wand, but it's got minion damage on it, but it's got the wrong sockets, so... Actually, we don't need the special sockets on our weapon anymore. Pick it up. Nice. Okay, once we get an essence again, we're going to go ahead and use that on it. And then it's potentially a good replacement for our current wand. Okay, good.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
Alright, 4 link just dropped, but not the colors we need. If you play the game for a little while, you start to recognize the bases that are potentially helpful to you and the ones that are very unlikely to be helpful. Even though that's an invasion-based armor, I believe it was, it's mainly going to roll green sockets, but it can always have off-colored sockets, so there's always a chance. Circles, remember? Danger. In this zone, you're looking for stairs that go up. If you're going up the stairs, you're going the right way. If you're going down the stairs, you're going the wrong way. Lots of ranged attackers here, but lots of corners, so they're not as dangerous in other zones where you're more vulnerable to projectiles. And look for the upstairs. It can be sometimes easy to miss the hallway you need. I don't know that there's any special logic to finding the stairs.
I need more mana.
Okay, chromatic orb.
Too much clutter.
Inventory's full. Alright, I think I found the stairs over there, but I got a strong box, so I wonder if I'm gonna take this. Alright. Yeah, so I don't have as much mana as I did before, so I run out more quickly, and I'm not as able to use the Frostblink. So reserving both these auras, even though we've got these reservations, reduction and mana reservation, still a judgment call on if you want to run them or not. Making more dependent on your mana flasks. Got less, you know, sustain in the fight. But this feels okay to me. I got 2 mana flasks still, so. Alright, so I think we're coming up on the next section of this zone.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
Try to stay alive. Yeah, you're gonna find these gates. And then kind of a maze-like area. Circles. Beware. Go through this prison area. Always a little bit about a mystery to how to get through here. Alright, second gate. Yeah, so with these ranged attackers, good to use Frostblink to basically pass through them. And then they won't reorient their projectiles immediately. So you kind of have a safe space. You blink through them. Okay, coming up on here is going to be a bunch of mobs. It's at the exit, but you want to be careful. It's really easy to die at the last moment here. We're all good though. So before I go into the boss room, I'm going to use my skill point. We're coming down towards this minion wheel, which is going to be really good for us. Alright, boss in the back. There's also a
you could have conquered, you had to choose
crafting recipe over here.
power wasted on a feeble imagination.
Alright, so she changes forms, she fires spells,
More mana.
and then she'll take a pause when she's done changing forms. So you got a time where you gotta be careful of her attacks. Where'd she go? You can kill the portals. It's really not that dangerous. Usually, the most trouble I have with it is just finding her. She'll teleport around. There.
Damn you!
Make sure you get that key.
I loved your work, Piety.
You got a long run
It was
back to
you
pick it
I
up
wasn't
if you
very fond of.
don't get it. Alright, back in town. Gonna get a skill point from...
Listen, you, Piety.
Oh, I got too much crap. Alright, I'm gonna sell some stuff here. Alright, these were useless. We were gonna use this, but I got nothing good out of it, and we need that strength right now. We didn't unveil that yet. Just saving that. Alright, sell that. 33 life. Fire damage. Hold resistance, cast resistance. Versus... nothing. Now, we've got the wrong socket colors here though. And we need 3 blue sockets. So, yeah. It's really nothing special. If it were better, it might be worth using some chromatic orbs on to get blue sockets. But, yeah, I don't know. 33 life, I think I will actually. This may become something helpful, and we're going to save this just in case we need a fallback piece of gear. Okay, we're going to try to... This we're saving. It's got the quality on it. Alright, so we need chromatic orbs here. Got 16, it's pretty good. Right click it. And then if I hold down the shift key, I can click randomized colors, click randomized colors. There we go. Since it's an energy shield base, it's It has an intelligence requirement, and it means it's gonna have a much stronger tendency to roll blue sockets than any other color. That's why I know I had a pretty good chance of getting this with not spending too much currency on it. So it's not a big upgrade, but it's not nothing, so we'll take it.
Watch yourself. Be careful.
I don't think we have anything else.
Piety, bring me back something nice.
Yeah, quest item here. I don't think we are taking anything here. These are all higher level skills. We already have our main skill, so we're not going to bother with that. Oh, yeah, Raise Spectre. I take it back. We do want Raise Spectre, and we do want to socket it somewhere because we want to level it. It's not really going to be helpful for us now, but in time it's really going to become a great utility. Okay. So, we have our key. We're going to go back to the Ebony Barracks. We're going to finish up this zone.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Okay, we've got a couple things to do in this zone. There's a quest item. Buckler. There's a sub-zone. There's a Trial of Ascendancy. So, from this waypoint, there's two ways to go. You can either go this way that's got these wagons. We're going to go there last. That's going to take us to the exit. So the other way takes us up these stairs, and we're going to go to the library. Library is an important quest for us. Oh, and look, there's another Blight.
I need more mana.
You can see the library door up there. But there's another Blight. Fusing Orb. I'm really never gonna not do a Blight. You can skip it if you don't like it. It's not a very popular mechanic. Okay, we got one lane. So we're gonna build a freeze tower here, and we're gonna empower it. That's gonna give a little bit of stopping power. We can increase this later on. We can get ring anointments, which make that extremely powerful.
Put out you
The
mycelium.
freeze tower, that is.
New roots.
Now these lanes can put out bosses that can be extremely powerful, so you really need to be watching what's going on here. All these projectile guys, pretty terrible for us. So hopefully we'll be okay. Okay, empower. Good. So we're pretty good with our towers here. You know, Blight's like a tower defense kind of thing, but you can play it in different ways. The higher level Blights becomes all about the towers. Your player power is not really a very significant factor, which kind of makes it cool for leveling up characters, because your character power doesn't make much of a difference. You just need to know the strategy, and you need to have the ring annoyance. You can get a lot of loot and a lot of experience, a lot of items. Alright. Oh, missed my guy here. Currency. Nothing. It's dropped literally nothing. Okay. That's funny. So, library's here, but before we go there, let's just go find our Trial of Ascendancy and our quest item. we spend too much time in the library, this zone will reset, we'll have to fight everything again, we'll have to find our way. So, better just to find those things since we already started. And here's our trial. This one, extremely difficult. And basically what you want to do is, well, walk here. Okay, that's it. There's a crafting recipe over here, normally, but I already found it, because not my first playthrough. Hopefully that trial didn't stress you out too much. Let's go find that quest item. I feel like it's going to be on the left side. I have no reason to think that. Again, this is one of these quests that I literally never do. Not up there. A big annoying zone, so whatever this quest gives you, whatever the reward is, it's nothing that important because I think it's generally ignored. Oh great, another dead end. This might be the other item that I need for the Fairgraves quest back in the on the dock. That would kind of make sense now that I think about it. Alright, this guy.
I need more mana.
So this is the first zone where you deal with some dangerous on-death effects, which Path of Exile is kind of infamous for. Those little porcupines shoot out their quills after you kill them, and they can very easily kill you, so you won the battle, but you lost the war. If you freeze them, they don't shoot out the quills. But we're not doing much freezing here with this character, so we're pretty vulnerable to it. Really just a matter of having enough life and or armor. Okay, well I was completely wrong about where this quest item was. That exclamation point that you see on the screen is where the exit is. We're going to go there last. There it is. Alright, well, I was completely wrong. Alright, cool. Got the quest item. Need to get back to the library. So at the beginning of the library, we're going to wander around until we find the waypoint. At the waypoint, there is a
When I'm ready, and not before.
quest giver. And then we need to find the second part of the library. Sort of a secret area. Alright, cool. Here's our quest giver, and there is our waypoint. It's usually a safe place where nothing's bothering you. Although, hold that guy down. Alright, so we got our quest. Now we gotta look for the secret room. And what you're looking for is a square room, dead end. And on the wall, you will see a loose candle. Got some quest notes there. Unique monster here. Silver Flask, give you onslaught. Increase attack and cast speed. I think movement speed. There's our loose candle. Yeah, so this is the kind of room you're looking for. Candle. And now we're into the secret area. We're looking for 4 quest items here, so you need to make sure you have enough inventory space for it. They'll show up as explanation points on the map. So they're pretty easy to find, but you kind of have to wander around to find them. There's one. Strong box. Alright, scrolls. I'm kind of ignoring the mobs here because I've done this many times. These guys can gang up on you and actually be a little tough if you're not careful. Guess that's true of anywhere in the game, but... Alright. My quest items... Kind of a cool zone. Alright, looking for the other items.
When I'm ready, and not before.
Alright, quiet moment here. Alright, so we're gonna start on the left side of this wheel. It's our cast, attack and cast speed, gone all the way up and then wrap around. At least that's the path I'd normally take because damage for the minions is more important than life right now. Alright, circles. Watch out. Coffee. All right. All right, leveled, got my item. And you can see the 4th one there. All right, a rare skeleton here. Let me make sure I get my item. Topaz Flask's not really useful to us, but not that common that it drops, so grab it just in case I need to use it sometime in the future. Alright. Boots. Do we need gloves? Let's see what we got for boots here. No movement speed? Useless. Alright, we're not really going to use these. I'm too lazy to use flasks. Still don't have a blue socket. Oh wait, we do. We can put it in here with our absolution. So it's going to be supported by minion damage and the phantasms, which is good. This thing's not going to stay alive, so normally what we do is we get a very specific specter that has some specific utility to our build. The problem with that is it's it's gonna die so easily. We're gonna spend all our time just trying to get it back. So what I do is anytime I'm in a zone, I see my Spectre is gone, just go ahead and use my Spectre skill, and it will raise one of them as a Spectre. So you can see the Spectres up here now. So this guy will follow me around and fight with me, which is really cool. Won't last very long, which is fine. And when it does, I'll just raise any monster that happens to be around me. Once we get to Act 6 or 7, we'll get some minions for Spectres that are really helpful to our build. You can see right there, Spectre was already helpful to us. Alright, got a chromatic orb out of it. You can see those Spectre's already at half health, so it's not gonna last. And that's okay. Got a strong box over here. You know I can't pass that up. Click it, get away. You see a big corpse explosion happen around it. Extremely dangerous. Alright, cool. We're just gonna portal back to town. Do we have some things to sell? Yeah, we have some things to sell.
Hello.
Boots. Rapier.
Bye.
Could really use an essence right now. Put this in my stash. We're gonna... Alright, that's our quest item. I think that is back on the docks. But let's finish up our library here.
By this...
Alright, so we're gonna take Feeding Frenzy here. This is a pretty helpful gem, especially in the next act when we get our golems. And we'll see how all that works. So right now, not useful to us. The real value of this guy here is he's got all the gems that we wouldn't normally be able to access as a witch or haven't done the quests for. So there's a few things in here that we want to get, and we need to spend currency on them that we have in our inventory. They won't be able to spend currency that's in our stash. So we're not going to use those items yet, so we're not going to buy them, but we can always come back here anytime and buy the gems that we need. Doesn't carry absolutely every gem, but most of them that we need. So this is a really good, important quest to finish.
Let's speak again soon.
Okay, we're going to go back to Imperial Garden. We're going to move on, and we're going to get to the end of the act. Big fight here at the end.
Remember, Dominus, what goes up must come down.
Alright, so you have a zone that's kind of like that pyramid that we were in before, where you're going to try to go up and up and up. And we're going to just essentially look for the doors that will be in the corners. Oh, nice. Essence. We want that. Now we'll be able to use that on that wand that we picked up. Nice, okay. We'll get over here to the stairs. Before we go up, let's use that essence we just got on this wand. So it's a one-handed weapon. We're going to add lightning damage to spells. That is perfect because our absolution is a spell. You can see the spell tag at the top of the gem. Alright, so we'll see what we got. Increased physical damage, useless. adds physical damage as a local modifier. Like if we beat something with our wand, it would do some extra physical damage. Useless. Lightning damage to spells, we knew we'd get that. Attack speed, totally useless. And accuracy, totally useless. So we really didn't get anything good except for the guaranteed Essen modifier. And that's okay. We're gonna move our Frostblink over to it. And we'll just save this wand for a little while, just in case there's some reason we want to go back to it. I can't imagine what that would be, but might as well. You'll notice the outline of this zone here. It's curved. It's because the building is curved. And this means we're in the upper left-hand corner of the building. These doors will all be in the corners. So that's a little bit of a guide to you for how to find your next door. These little bubbles, you need to be inside of them for you to be able to do damage to the creature. Flashing circles, you know that's bad. Okay. Alright, here's the other corner, nothing in it. We really don't need to go that far because you can see the door at a distance.
When I'm ready, I'm not before.
Alright. Okay, we're in the upper right corner right now. I'm gonna go across. Strongbox, love it.
I need more mana.
Circles, never good. Alright, superior unbound ailments. Okay, this is got quality, so we want to keep that. Faster attacks, those are all not useful to our character. We got our waypoints, got some lore up there. Once you get to the top, the door is going to be at the top of the zone. I think we got a couple more floors to go though. Come on. There's our door. Okay. Wait a moment. Let's take our point. So right now I can't level up haste and grace, which is no big deal. Because I don't have enough dexterity. I have enough dexterity for everything else, so I'm going to ignore that. If I was kind of hurting for stats, I could come down here and get some dexterity. Also some cast speed, which is helpful. And then I could also go over here and get dexterity and get some all-res. Those are kind of some fixes for stats if you're stuck. We're not stuck on stats right now, though, so we're just going to keep going with our damage. We're in the upper left corner. The circles for those attacks actually not that dangerous, but still. Rule of thumb. Flashing circle. Danger. Alright, I think, are we at the top floor? We got one more. No. We got another floor to go, I think.
When I'm ready, I'm not prepared.
There's our door. Pretty sure this is the last zone. We want to go straight up to the top. Yeah, this thing is it's taking monsters up to the top. How cool is that? Yeah. I love this game. Alright. Let's go. Alright. This boss has multiple phases. Oh my gosh, and we got a ghost up here. That is bad. Oh my god. Alright, so you have multiple uniques to fight here in this opening phase. Once they're gone, you just started. Your minions get confused by all the targets here. So just keep moving around, keep attacking. You'll work these guys down because we got pretty good damage here. Alright, now I'll spawn a couple more uniques. Projectile base, so we want to get to them as quickly as possible. Another one there. With that onslaught buff or whatever it is. Pretty dangerous. Alright, now we got a guy who slows you.
Have you ever seen the true face of God, Exile?
And now here's the boss.
The touch of God!
When he says that, stay away. See, he's affected by the ghost, so he's got extra mods. He's actually going down pretty fast, so whatever mod he got from the tormented spirit, not actually that strong.
This world.
That's also a testament to the strength of this this build. It's pretty decent actually. And here's where I'm going to use my Vaal, Grace, and Haste. Generally you can just tank this guy even though he seems pretty scary. Use your Life Blast to sustain through it. Alright, got my Vaal skills up. Mana Flask. Life Flask. Mana Flask. I'm pressing the wrong keys. Alright, there we go. Alright.
No one
Easy.
will cry for you, Dominus.
4 Link,
Not
not useful
so.
to us, but you can see that they're dropping, which is nice. Cool. I'm gonna go through here, and we're gonna be Act 4, we'll take a break. Act 4 is where we're gonna get our final gems, and this character will be in really good shape. Pretty much it's just going through the rest of the acts at that point. You can see our Spectre died at some point, I don't even know when, so I'm just going to press my Spectre button and raise whatever random monster is there. It doesn't do much, but
When I'm ready, I'm not
every little bit can be helpful. Just another monster that is taking damage for you, doing a little bit of damage. Sometimes they have even effects and buffs that help you, so definitely worthwhile. Let's see what we got. We got a giant, Life Flask, or a colossal. Colossal is one up. You got one unique monster in here that you can fight, or you can just walk past it. I always fight it, because why not? You got a couple of side areas that have magic packs. Always worth fighting magic packs. This guy is pretty tough.
I need more mana.
Not tough enough. Magic pack. Good. Alright, these spiders can detonate corpses, which is extremely dangerous. Always extremely dangerous. Here's our unique. It didn't last long. So, in this zone, because of those corpse exploding monsters, you just keep moving. You really don't want to be standing still as much as you can avoid it. And we have to stand and cast, so it makes us vulnerable. So if in doubt, just keep moving. Crosslink's kind of great for that. So these are the side areas that will have a magic pack. I don't think I finished this guy. Another. Let's clear this. Alright, we've got a ton of gems we can level up, so that's cool. Haven't got any Vaal orbs. I guess we got one. And here we are in Act 4. Okay, great.
That would just make life complicated.
Let's go back to Act 2, because we missed a quest reward. I don't think we're going to use it, but I don't want to just leave it there.
I have that speed.
Yeah, so got minion speed here, which is somewhat useful, but there's almost always going to be better gems for minions to use. So Predator here is probably what you want, and what's nice about Predator is it gives you the ability to mark the mob that you want your minions to fight. Otherwise they just make up their own mind, and sometimes they're fighting things that you don't really care about. So this can be situationally very helpful. So I'll take the gem, because you get it for free. Gonna drop off our loot here. Superior Unbound Ailments. We'll finish up our quest item here. We have a slightly better life flask.
You have traveled far.
Let's go back to Fairbanks on the docks. Where are the docks? From off of yeah, Battlefront docks. Fairbanks is right here. I think this will be the end of the quest. Yeah, okay. So, gold ring with rarity. Rarity is really not useful in the campaign. Life is useful in the campaign. Maximum mana, depending on your character, can be useful, but it's not really going to do much for us. So this is kind of the obvious choice.
A toast.
Alright.
Poor sailor boy.
So we got strength,
go
we got
wherever the winds
dexterity,
blow.
we got no life, except for the implicit. 28 life, hold resists. This is resists and mana. We need strength dexterity, but we're okay with that. This may be a useful tool to us, so we'll save it, but I'm not going to use it right now, because I'd rather just have the resists. Let's see where our resists are. Well, we're capped on resist right now, on cold resist, so we could pretty safely switch it out. See what it looks like. Yeah, 59. Yeah, for early game, that's okay. Not gonna worry about it. Probably slightly smarter to leave it equipped, but we're okay. level up our gems here. Head on over to Act 4. And we're going to stop the video there, and we'll come on back after a break.